Hello, today we will be discussing about complex numbers. How do we represent them and other basic things. We all know that all the physically measurable quantities are real and the numbers which are represented or which are used to measure them are all real numbers. For an example, -3, 2, 1.5, -6.23, then pi, e, all these are real numbers. But in certain cases, for an example, if we take this equation x square plus 4 is equal to 0, and if we plan to find out the solutions of this equation, what we get is this: x square equal to -4, x equal to root of -4 with a plus or minus sign, and then we come across a quantity whose root we are not able to find. That is, this root is not going to be real. So in such cases, we define this unit of square root of -1 as I, and we call it as an imaginary unit. And if we apply this concept to our example, then x will be simply plus of root 4 into I or minus of root 4 into I. So this will be just plus 2i or minus 2i. Such numbers where we get to see and the presence of this imaginary unit I are called as imaginary numbers. Now, in general, we can combine the imaginary numbers and real numbers. For an example, we can talk of a number like 2 plus 3i. Now this number is a combination of real as well as imaginary numbers. Such a number, which is usually expressed by letter z equal to x plus iy, is called as a complex number. So even a real number can be expressed in the form of a complex number. So we can write this 2 as 2 plus 0i. So a real number is expressed in the form which is used to express a complex number. Now this is not the only method which can be used to express a complex number. The problem arises when we want to express this number graphically. We know that any real number can be expressed on a number line. It starts with 0 at the origin, then 1, 2, 3 and so on the RHS, and negative numbers on the LHS. So all these are real numbers and the line is a real number line. Now if we want to include the imaginary unit, just look at the expression z equal to x plus iy. If we use this real number, or if we use a real number line to express the real number, we have to have another line to represent the imaginary number. This can be done in the following way. we will put a graph having two axes, x and y. We call this axis as a real axis and y axis as imaginary axis. Now the number corresponding to this x will be marked on the real axis. Number corresponding to this part will be marked on the imaginary axis. Now by joining these two coordinates called x and y, we can get a point in this plane and we can draw a position vector from origin to that point xy, and we can express this point uniquely in another equivalent form, which will be r and theta. What is r? It is the distance between the origin and the point xy. What is theta? It is the angle measured with respect to x-axis. It is the angle measured with respect to x-axis in an anti-clockwise manner. That is the angle which is made by this position vector r bar with respect to x-axis measured in anti-clockwise direction. So xy is equivalent to r theta. This is the Cartesian form of expression, and the r theta is called as polar form of expression. Now we must be able to connect these two forms. We can use trigonometry for that. Remember, this was x-axis, this was y-axis, and the coordinates were x and y. If this is theta and this is r, from geometry we know that sine theta is just y by x. So since this is y, this will be y, this will be x. Cos theta will be, sorry, let me correct my mistake. Sine theta will be y by r, and cos theta will be x by r, x by r. So if we use these two equations, we can get sine squared theta plus cos squared theta, which is equal to y squared by r squared plus x squared by r squared. And we know that the identity says sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is 1. Here we can have x squared plus y squared. So this means that r squared is x squared plus y squared, or r is just the root of x squared plus y squared. So this gives a relation between r and xy. R is called as modulus of the complex number. So if z is the original complex number, x plus iy, r is denoted usually by writing z in the modulus sign, and it is given by this formula root of x squared plus y squared. Now we are done with the formula for r. Now we have to have a formula for theta. So using these equations 1 and 2, we can directly say or derive that sine theta by cos theta will be y by r upon x by r. So this means tan theta will be y by x, or theta will be tan inverse of y by x. So yes, we also have a formula for theta now. This theta is called as argument or just the angle. We have to remember that theta is always measured with respect to x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. This thing we have to remember. So just to summarize, we say that a complex number z can be written as a combination of real part. So real part of z is x and imaginary part of z is y. This z, which is expressed on a graph by a coordinate pair xy, can also be represented by a coordinate pair r theta called as polar form, and the equations which relate xy with z theta, with r theta are simply r equal to root of x squared plus y squared and theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. This is called as modulus and this is called as argument. And we have to remember that theta is always measured in anti-clockwise manner with respect to positive x-axis. So we will be going to introduce another formula which is well known to us. It is called as Euler's formula. We will use the previous equations, z equals x plus iy. We know that sin theta was written as y by r and cos theta was written as x by r. So this means y is r sin theta and x is r cos theta. So these two substitutions can be done here and we can write r cos theta plus I times r sin theta. So z equals r can be taken common and we get cos theta plus I sin theta. Now this is nothing but e raised to I theta. This is what we call it as Euler's formula. So Euler's formula says that e raised to plus or minus I theta is equal to cos theta plus or minus I sin theta. So if we use this Euler's formula, the z can be written in short as z equals r times e raised to I theta. So the same number which was earlier expressed as x plus iy with the help of Cartesian coordinates can now be expressed as r times e raised to I theta with the help of polar coordinates. So these two forms are totally equivalent. We will discuss a case in order to understand these two notations. So for an example, consider this situation: z equals 1 plus 2i. Now if we plan to represent this number on a graph, 1 2 1 2, x, compare this with x plus iy, we see that x is 1 and y is 2. So this x coordinate will be 1, y coordinate will be 2. If we join these two, we'll get this point and we'll draw a line. So what will be this theta now? We can just say that this is 1, this distance is 2. So how much will be r? R is just root of x squared plus y squared, which is root of 1 squared plus 2 squared, which is root 5. So r is known. Now how much will be theta? It will be tan inverse of y by x. So tan inverse of 2 by 1. So whatever value this is, remember theta is to be expressed in radians. Theta is to be expressed in radians. So we can just check how much this value comes out to be using any suitable tool, say a calculator. We will need a scientific calculator for that. Okay, we will just go with some other thing. Tan inverse of 2, tan inverse of 2 is 1.107 radian. So we will approximately take it as 1.1. Okay, so this will be 1.1 radian. So xy, which was equivalent to r theta, in our case 1 2 is equivalent to root 5 and 1.1. So z, which is in Cartesian form expressed as x plus iy or 1 plus 2i, can also be expressed as r times e raised to I theta, which is root 5 e raised to 1.1 I. So these two expressions are representing the same complex number but just into different ways. Thank you.